welcome back to the channel, Kelly's Media Automobile. Yeah, I am live again. Yeah, we give glory to God for everything. Okay, guys, according to my description, better still the title. I titled it that let's interact with the function of a drive shaft. Yeah, a car drive shaft. So basically let's just say this stream will not last that much longer. Yeah. But except it led us to interaction like men discussing. Yeah, that would possibly make it more longer. But for what I've planned, though, I'm not gonna waste much time. Yeah. So I just decided to organize it like a class. Yeah, evening class. So if you are interested, you're welcome. Thank you very, very much for joining. Thank you so much. Like you're highly welcome. And if you're not interested, like men, you just wanna interact, then you can drop your chat and I am fun to read out and we all keep the vibe. So what's a drive shaft or what's a shaft, man? Okay, a shaft can be let's say a a part of a car, yeah, that helps in rotation of the tire. Let's just put it something like that, like would enable the viewers out there to understand better. So let me show you. This is what I'm saying. This is a shaft. Yeah, you can see that this is a shaft. This is what we call a shaft. So this shaft, you will see that we have a thread here. Yeah, look closely. You will see that there is a thread. Yeah, we have tiny lined thread on the shaft. So you'll see this a shaft from this point to this edge. This is where you tighten the knot, like the knot goes from this point to this area. Yeah, so without this what would happen is once you tighten your knot, like without this let's say without this teeth, or if you have a worn out teeth, once you tighten the knot it would pull off. Yeah, if you have a worn out teeth. So without this could not balance, like this won't balance on the hub. Yeah, so this helps to hold this particular shaft to the hub. That is the main function of this nut you see here. So we have the teeth also. You can see this lined teeth, this line teeth here. This helps to grip the hub. I'm not with the hub, man, but little by little we would grow bigger. So you see this teeth that we have right here, this teeth. Yeah, I guess it's up to 27. 27, yeah, it's up to 27. In some case we have this to be 32, and in some case we have it to be 30. So depending on the shafts and depending on the car. So you see this teeth right here, this helps to grip to the hub. So without this shaft teeth, that means what will happen is once you've placed the car on drive, this will start rotating on the hub, which would cause it not to move. So with the help of these teeth, with the help of the teeth, man, once you insert the car on drive, this would grip the hub, and then once it has gripped the hub, then the tire will now move. That is the main function of these teeth. So for this north side, it helps to hold the shafts to the hub. That is the main function of this north area. Then for this teeth area, this helps to turn the tire. This helps to rotate the hub, and once the hub has rotated, that means the tire would move. So guys, that is the main function of this. Okay, the first person on our stream is Positive Track. He said, "Hey man, how are you and what is this? I am unable to understand." Okay, positive track. You welcome to Kelly's Media Automobile. You are like, man, bro. You welcome. Thank you very, very much for joining. First and foremost, this an evening class. Yeah, I'm just running an evening class. So this is a drive shaft. Yeah, we have a drive shaft here, and this is the rod. So this is a drive shaft. For those car you see how they're moving. Those car you see how they're moving. This what really controls the car to move. Like if you disconnect this from the car, you only insert on gear, but it won't move. So this is a drive shaft. Yeah. A lot of people don't know about this. They only know that once you insert a car on drive, supposedly it should move, but without this nothing would happen. It will just be idle, yeah, despite you inserting it on gear. So my bro, positive track, this is a drive shaft. So I'm just trying to explain the function of this drive shaft and how to tell if you have a bad drive shaft. So hope you understand, man. My bro, hope you understand. Okay, say okay, now I understand. Yeah, yeah, thank you very much, my bro. So the first I explained about this part, we have a knot here. You can see that there is a lined teeth. Yeah, line, we have a tiny line teeth here. So what I said earlier was, you see this line teeth here, this helps to hold the shaft, this shaft, to the hub. We have the hub, like, I'm not with the hub. I would have shown you, my bro, but soon I'll bring the hub. So this helps to hold the hub to the this helps to hold the shaft to the hub. Like this hold it together. Yeah, holding the bearing. We have a bearing in the side of in the middle of the hub. So this pass through it and hold all together. Yeah. So that's the main function of this nut. And we have the teeth. You can see this line teeth here, my bro. This line teeth, this helps to grip the hub. You say yes, I can see that. Yeah, thank you very much, my bro. So this line teeth, this line teeth you see here, this helps the car to move. Let me tell you, without this line teeth here, once you insert the car on drive, despite that you have tightened the knot, it will move. Yeah, it will end up rotating without moving the car. But with the help of this line teeth here, once you insert on drive or revise, then this would grip, yeah, any side you're moving to. Let me show you. It's pointed. Yeah, you can see that it's arrowed. Yeah. So once it has been placed or like tipped into the hub, once it has been gripped, then nothing can make it not to move. So that is the main function of this teeth here. And you can see this part here, this edge. This helps the hub to get more connected to the bearing. This part you see here. Yeah. Okay, he said yes, I can. Okay, I guess I've read that. So that is the main function of this. So we have the ABS. This is the ABS. Wow, this is the ABS. A lot of problem can occur once you have a bad or a damaged ABS. This you can see this tiny spotted mark here. A lot of things can happen once it goes bad, or let's say the sensor goes bad. So this help first in selection of gear. Yeah, this helps for a smooth selection of gear. Then secondly, this help in the speedometer. Let's say you start accelerating, then you notice, I don't know if you drive, but even if you don't drive, maybe you would have seen the car's dashboard. So under the car's dashboard we have the RPM, yeah, that shows the amount of speed you are or you are running. So with the help of this, you can see the speed. But there are two ways we get the speed. One, we get the speed from a sensor. Yeah, a sensor from the gearbox. Yeah, a sensor directly connected to the gearbox, and also we get it through this. So in some cars, uh their speed sensor usually comes from the gearbox, and in some car their speed sensor usually comes from this place, like it reads the speed through the counting of these teeth. That's what I mean. So in some cars, without this, then I guess the speed won't show. In some cars, without this, all will still function. So depends on the model and depends on the company that builds the car. So completely like this, it's called a shaft. Yeah, completely like this, it's called a shaft. So this is the shaft hose. We have the shaft hose. You see this hose here. If you look closely, you will see that it's a kind of springing one. Yeah. So that's the reason why it was like this, was for it to adjust to any side. Yeah, so that it won't get your, it won't talk. So its main function is to protect this shaft. Its main function is to protect this shaft. We have bearings inside this shaft, which helps it to turn any part that it wants to turn to. There's a bearing inside. So how this work is covering, or better still protecting dirt from entering inside the shaft. So we have bearing and grease inside here that it's protecting. So let's say we have a bad hose here. We have a bad hose. What would happen is, number one is there will be a lot of dirt inside. And once we have a lot of dirt inside the shaft, that means I guess 1 month, 1 month now. Let's just say 1 month. In 1 month, this would be damaged. Yeah, that is if you didn't notice that you have a bad shaft hose early. In 1 month, this would go damage. Mostly when you pass this, let's say, I don't, depends on the country, sha, but mostly when you pass on this road that have a lot of water, this would go bad because this don't like water. Why? Because that water would flush all the grease inside a shaft and cause it to go bad. So I guess there are up to six bearing inside, depending on the shaft. Some usually have six, some usually have eight. Yeah. So what this shaft contain inside is I would have loved to open it, but maybe in next class I would bring a shaft that I've already opened. So inside we have the bearing, we have a little cone and this rod. So you see this rod has a bearing here also. We have a three-sided bearing. But I'll come to teach about that. I don't want to teach everything once. It's little by little so that anyone watching could understand. So you see this teeth also. You see this teeth. It's go connect to a three-sided bearing. We have a three-sided bearing. It's called a spider bearing, or better still, you can call it inner shaft bearing. So this spider bearing that I'm talking about, once you connect or once you plug it in, or better still choke in, it has a key. Let me show you. If you look closely, you will see a round line here. It has a key here. So this key will help to hold the shaft, the spider bearing, and the shaft rod. That's the main function of that part I'm talking about, the spider bearing. So once you plug the spider bearing, it has a three side. That key I'm talking about would help to hold the two. Because let me tell you, if there is no key here, let's say you're moving, there is how you would revise. This shaft would turn, and once it turns, it would be like something drawed it out. And once you feel something like this and there is no key here, it will pull off. So that is the main function of that key, to hold the boat. So any side you are turning to, if you turn to like this and it would cause it to draw back, that means the key would hold and all rotation would be done inside the cup. So guys, don't worry, I will show you the cup in another video, the spider bearing in another video. Little by little we keep going. So the main function of the rod is to hold the shaft, or to connect the shaft and the spider bearing, and the spider bearing goes into the shaft cup. But I'm not with the shaft cup though. I'm not with the shaft cup. So anything you don't understand, you can ask, and I guess, or I will explain better. So this is the shaft rod. We have the shaft hose, the shaft itself, and this shaft hose here, we have a clip. This is a clip. You can see a white lined clip here. This is a clip. This holds the two. So if I should disconnect the clip, you will see that the hose will disconnect from the shaft. So the main reason why they place this clip here is for this hose to be constantly connected to the shaft. That is the main reason they placed this clip here. So guys, without this clip, this shaft would always disconnect from the hose. Yeah, without this clip. So that was the main reason why the clip was added. And also for this part of the spider bearing, it also has its own hose. It has its own hose. Yeah, that protects sand or dirt from entering into the bearings area. So guys, that is how this function, and I guess you understand. But if you do not, you can ask and I can explain. Yeah, I said this is a shaft. In quick summary, this is a shaft. We have a shaft hose, and there is the shaft rod. Also, I said this teeth here helps to grip the hub. Without this teeth, okay, let's just assume something like I don't know, there's nothing here to use. Let's just say there's no teeth here. Since there's no teeth here, and we have a thread here that we can tighten knot, placing, okay, let's assume that this is the hub. Placing the hub like this, and then tightening the knot over here. Despite tightening the knot, in as much as there's no teeth, once this turn, you will see that it's turning but not moving my hands. Yeah, it's turning but not moving my hands. Cause why? There's nothing to grip this shaft and my hands. So, but if I should say, let's assume that this is the teeth right now. This is the teeth, and my hands has a teeth also. Once I my hand, you will see that this teeth would go plugged with my hands and causing it to go any side that the shaft went to. That is how the hub and shaft work. So that is the main function of these teeth. Yeah, that's why I explained. That's the main function of the teeth. So then for the knot, I said the function of the knot is to hold this shaft from the hub, to hold the shaft to the hub. The function of the knot is to make sure that, yes, this guy is constantly connected to this guy, which is the hub. I'm assuming the hub to be my hands. So let's say this guy is the hub, and I place my hands like this. Yeah, this guy is the hub and this is the shaft. So I place my hands like this. Let's just say this guy as the knot is not there. So, and I turn my steering, you will see that once this turn, it will pull off. Cause why? This guy is not doing his job. You understand what I'm saying? So in order for this guy to do his job, once you've plugged the shaft, you just have to tighten it. If you do not tighten this guy, he cannot do his job. So in order for this guy to do his job, you have to tighten the knot. And once you tighten the knot, let's say, okay, placing my hand like this, if you tighten the knot, if you tie the knot with a washer, you will notice that it will press my hands to this place. And once it has pressed my hands, no matter how you turn this shaft, my hands will still be there. Cause why? This guy is strongly doing his job. Guys, you understand what I'm saying? So this guy makes sure that the shaft is always connected to this guy, which is the hub. So what I'm saying is, in as much as you fixed this on a car, the function of this knot is to make sure that this shaft is always connected to the hub, which is this guy. So placing my hands like this and you tight, it would be always connected. Then the function of this guy, I explain again, the function of this guy, which is this teeth, is to make sure that In as much as it has been plugged in, it won't rotate without turning this guy, which is the hub. I'm assuming my hands to be the hub. I'm just assuming my hands to be the hub. So the main function of the teeth is to make sure that it's connected, like it won't turn without this guy. So let's say the teeth is active. Once you turn like this, it will go to this side, and you turn like this to go. But if this guy is not active, if this teeth is not active, if you keep it like this and you turn, you see it's just turning without carrying the other. That is the main function of the teeth. And for this flat surface, this helps the bearing to last longer. This flat surface, it helps the bearing to last more longer. There are some bearing that would always go bad. Yeah, let's say okay, there are some work that we do. We'll fix a bearing, and let's say in 1 month it will go bad. Sometimes the fault usually comes from the bearing. Oh, my bro, my shoe. They say, bro, how are you? I'm good, my bro. How you doing, bro? You're welcome. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so, so much. You're welcome to the stream, my bro. Just organizing a little class, man. But we can also interact. So soon I will be done, my bro. So as I was saying, you see this part here. This part helps in more lasting of car bearing. There are some bearing you would fix, and let's say in nothing less than 1 month, it will go bad. Yeah. And there are some that you fix, it will last 4 months, 6 months, sometimes almost a year. So you see this surface. If this surface didn't really lap or match the bearing area, it will result to quick dying of the bearing. This area you are seeing right here. So this area helps, or like, let's say it enables the bearing also to last more longer. This guy here. Yeah. So and for this guy helps the selection of gear. Yeah, counting sprockets, shaft sprockets. Though there are a lot of mechanics, so they can call it a lot of name. Okay, you say, why are you teaching, bro? We are not mechanic. All right, my bro. All right, my bro. Don't worry. Don't worry. We would interact. Soon I will end the class. Soon I will end the class, my bro. Okay. As I was saying, this teeth helps in selection of gear. It helps in more fast selection of gear. It helps also in speedometer alarming. What do I mean by that? First, in there are some cars that if you have a bad sprocket, it won't select. Yeah, it won't select. And there are some cars, despite having a bad sprocket or inserting the shaft without the sprocket, it would also select. And there are some cars that without this, the speedometer won't rise or won't read, or possibly will not show the actual speed you are running, the RPM. So depending on the car, so the main function of this guy is to tell the driver that, driver, this is the amount of speed you are running. Do you want to increase or do you want to reduce? That's the main function of this guy. So if you see that clock reading, it's this guy that's controlling it. So the more you accelerate, the faster this guy will turn. And the faster this guy turn, the faster it signals the sensor to tell the ECM that this guy is over speeding, then rising the speedometer. That is how it is. That is the main function of this guy. And in some case, it will tell the ECM that since this guy is accelerating more faster, bro, change the gear so that it would run the more. That is the main function of this guy. Okay, he said, bro, you buy place where you can repair cars and earn money yourself. He said, don't work on that boss. Okay, my bro, I understand what you're talking about. It's money, bro. It's money. It can't be done with empty hand. So I said also that we have the shaft hose. So this shaft hose covers or protect this shaft. Yeah. Without this guy would always be weak. This guy would always be weak. Okay, he said, don't work on that, boss. Yeah, money, I understand. Yeah, thank God you understand, my bro. Okay, as I was saying, you can see that any side this guy goes, this also go. If it goes to the left, it goes to the right, it goes. So this guy is always controlled by this guy, and this guy end up protecting this guy. So once this guy is dead, definitely this guy won't last longer. Hope you understand what I'm talking about. Say money tells everything. Yeah, bro, money tells everything, my bro. So the function of this guy is to protect this guy from dying young. Yeah, so without this guy would die young, and without this, you can see a white clip here. Yeah, this is a white clip. This is a white clip. So this white clip helps to hold this guy to this guy. This white clip helps to connect this guy always to this guy. That is the main function of this clip here. So without this clip, let's say this guy turns like this. So you will see a force. You see that there is a force. So if this guy is not there, once this guy goes like this, then that force would pull this guy off from this, and this guy would shout, oh no, definitely. If the driver didn't notice, that means this guy is gonna die. And once this guy die, all is over. You just have to change complete this, and this, depending on your country. In some country, this up to $100. In some country, $200. In some country, $50. So depending on your country, my bro. Okay. He said it's a gear. No, bro, it's not a gear, but connected to a gear. This is a drive shaft. Or better, you can just call it shaft. This is a shaft. Yeah, a shaft. Okay. And he said, yeah, right. Oh, thank you very much. Positive track, bro. Thank you so much. And Mashu said, and never touch car. Okay. As I was saying, so this guy protects this guy, and this guy holds these two. I believe everyone here understand what I'm trying to explain. And if you look closely, you see that there is another one here. Another guy is still here. So this guy is connected to this one. Yeah. Without this, then this one would end up going front, back, front, back, front, back, which would enables grease. Without this guy, grease would be going out from this place. So once this guy is no more there, and grease has gone out of this guy, that means this guy must surely die, no matter what. It may take time, but it must die. She must die. Yeah. And I said that this is the rod. This rod has a bearing also. Yeah. So this bearing, its main function is to collect power from the gearbox and give to this men here. Yeah, this is the main function of the bearing that we place here. So it has a teeth, as I said earlier. It has a teeth round, and it has a key. Look closely. Okay, you will notice a lined area over. Let me turn. You can see that we have a lined place here. Yeah, we place the key there to hold the both together. So that is the main function of the key. So this shaft here, the spider bearing I'm talking about, though maybe another class I will bring the spider bearing. The spider bearing I'm talking about collects power from the gearbox and give